Hello students, welcome back to Maths Genie, and today we are going to talk about binomial theorem. Now, before even starting with the concepts, I have just listed the type of questions that are asked in this chapter, and I have taken example of each of these type. So if you already know the concept, you can always forward the video, search for this slide and start with the questions. So now let's look at the concept. Binomial. With the word bi, we know what does bi mean. Bi means two, correct? So here you have two terms. So it's a binomial. Here you have two terms each. So it's a binomial, and this is how you expand it. So it looks pretty simple, right? But then why did we ever have the need of finding out a binomial theorem? If I ask you a plus b raised to 100, are you going to calculate? And if I ask you in that a plus b raised to 100, what is the 57th term? How are you going to calculate that? So with binomial theorem, all this is possible. Now before starting this, observe these sequences. Okay, first we'll observe this. Now if you see the power of a, it's 3, it's 2, it's 1 here, and there is no power of a, so 0. So it's decreasing. The power of the first term a is decreasing. Now if you look at b, here b is 0, here b is 1, here b is 2, and here it is 3. So the power of a is decreasing and power of b is increasing, correct? Here also if you see, this is your n. This is called as n, a plus b raised to n. So in this case your n is 4. So your power of a is 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So it's decreasing. So this is a pattern. Now okay, now you'll tell me, okay, I've understood the patterns, but then what about the coefficient? So this is the coefficient, this is 1, this is 3, this is 3, this is 1. The coefficient is 1, 3, 3, 1. Similarly here 1, 4, 6, 6, 4, 1. So how do you compute these coefficients? So we have something called as Pascal's triangle. Okay. Now what does the number here indicate? Index. Index means power. So here you had a raised to 3, right? So this is the index. In the Pascal triangle, he's talking about this part. So a plus b raised to 3. Let's look at this. What were the coefficients I had got? 1, 3, 3, 1. Let's check if for 3 we have the same coefficients. For 3 we have 1, 3, 3, 1. So how do you draw this Pascal triangle? Firstly, at both the sides of the triangle you have 1 at the start and 1 at the end. Then what is the next step? Very simple. Just carefully look. 1 plus 1 gives you 2. 1 plus 2 gives you 3. 2 plus 1 gives you 3. Similarly, now here you have a triangle highlighted. 4 plus 1 gives you 5. So everything, when you add 1 plus 3 will give you 4, 3 plus 3 will give you 6. When you add this up, it is forming a triangle. And these are the coefficients. For example, if you see 4, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Correct? So this is how Pascal triangle works. Okay, but every time do I want to draw the triangle? Absolutely not. Then what do I do? Then in this case, to find these coefficients, we have a formula. That formula says, so we had a plus b the whole cube, right? So here for generalizing, we write x plus y raised to n. Then we want to expand this. Okay, when expanded, it's going to be starting with n, nc0, then you will have a, you will have b, plus nc1, then you will have A and B plus NC2 A and B plus dot 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 NC till N A and B. Now I have to give powers to A and B, or X and Y. So since I've already written AB, let's convert this into AB. You can, does not matter, you can write XY, you can write AB. So let's give the powers now. For A, the power will start with, so you remember for A the power was decreasing, 3 2 3 2 1 0. So for A the power was decreasing. So let me decrease. So it will start with n, then it will reduce by 1, n minus 1, then it will further reduce by 1, so n minus 2, and lastly it will reach n minus n. N minus n is what? 0. N minus n is 0, and A raised to 0 is what? Anything raised to 0 is 1. So this term will become 1. Instead of A, I will have 1. So anything into 1 is that number itself. So here I'll have only B. Okay. Now let's give power to B. The power of B starts increasing. Correct? It starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is increasing. So power of B, we will write it as increasing. 0, then it will become 1, then it will become 2, and lastly it will become equal to n. Okay, now every time you cannot write such big terms, we need a small formula. So everywhere you have plus, plus, plus. So how do we represent plus? We represent plus as a summation. Okay, we are writing the short formula for this. Okay, n is starting from what value? 0. N is ending at what value? N is ending at n only. Then you have, now this term in the subscript, it is written as R. So N C R. Then you have A, you have B. Okay. So for A you have N minus R, and for B you have R. Why R over B? So you have 2 here, you have 2 here. You have 1 here, you have 1 on the B. So B is always same to the subscript term. Okay, so this is the generalized formula. Okay. One more variation we can do here is, it's found in a lot of questions. So you can make a note of this formula as well. Say um, instead of AB, you had one term as 1 and another term as A, or another term as X. You can take anything. Okay, but one term is 1. So what is the formula for this kind of questions? The formula is, so this is R starting, sorry, this is R, this is denominator starting, right? So R, so R starting with, again same, R starting with 0 to n, same thing here like this, NCR. What will change here is, you will, so here you will have 1 raised to n minus R into, in place of B raised to R, you will have X raised to R. So anything in the world raised to 1 is 1 itself. 1 raised to 100 is also 1. 1 raised to n minus R is also 1. So I'm not writing 1. So the formula becomes simply a short formula. So formula of 1 plus x raised to n is this. You don't have two terms. Like in this formula you have a and b. In this you will have only one term. So this is the general, this is the formula. Okay. Now let's look at one expansion. Okay. I'll take one example of expansion. Expand 2x minus x by 2 raised to 5. Now this looks like A, or and this looks like B. Okay, what was our formula? NCR 1 raised to n minus r x raised to r. Correct? So let's just expand this according to what we have written here. So starting with NC0, a raised to n, b raised to 0. So starting with NC0, in this case your n is 5. So NC0 a raised to n into b raised to 0. So I'm not writing anything. Now carefully pay attention to what I'm saying. When I had expanded this, I had plus 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 everywhere. Why? Because I had plus here. I had plus here. But in this case, what do I have here? I have minus. So the first term will be plus, the second term will be minus, third term plus, fourth term minus. So it will be plus minus alternate. Okay, let's continue. This is 5C0, then I have 5C1, then I will have plus 5C2, then I will have 5C3, then I will have 5C4, then I will have minus 5C5, then I have A everywhere. This is my A. Okay. And then I will also have B everywhere. What is my B? X by 2. So X by 2 everywhere. Just writing it faster. So X by 2 everywhere. Now the power keeps reducing. So for A you have 5. So here you will have 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Similarly here you had B starting with 0. Here B starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how you expand it. Okay, pretty simple. Now if you don't remember, for the people who don't remember, I'll just repeat one rule of combination, which is if you have NC0 or NCN, for in this case I have 5C0, so the value is 1 and NCN value is also 1. So this 5C5 will become 1 and 5C0 will also become 1. So just star mark these properties, okay? So you just have to expand this ahead and solve it. The question will become very lengthy and I won't be able to cover the entire video. So I'm not solving it, but this was the hints that I've given. So it's a textbook question. You can easily find the solution of this. So I hope you have understood how to expand. Always remember there's a minus sign. So you will have alternate here. Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Okay. Now there is one concept or one formula that needs to be discussed, which is general term. General term means the last term. Okay. So I will tell you one interesting thing. Here your power is how much? Here your power is 3. And number of terms you are getting is 1, 2, 3, 4. Here power is 4. Number of terms you are getting is 5. So always you get one plus term. One plus term than the power. Okay? Always. So there's one formula for that term, for that last extra term, which is going to be T, that T for term, and R plus 1, because I'm finding general term is the last term, so it will be plus 1. The formula is NCR a raised to n minus r b raised to r. Okay, we are going to use this formula a lot in this chapter, so just be hold of this formula. Okay, so let's look at one concept, interesting concept. I'll take question on this concept as well. The pth term from beginning when pth term from the end is known. What do I mean by this? If I know that, look at this example that I have taken here. If I know from the end this is the first, second, third term, so this is the third term. Okay, now I want to know what is this term from the start. So we have a formula for that. Okay, this is 8. 8 means, so we have this formula. N means 8 minus P. It's at the third position plus 2. 8 minus 3, 5. 5 plus 2, 7. So from the beginning, this is the seventh term. Let's cross check. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, it is the seventh term from the beginning. How could I calculate? Because I knew that from the end it is the third term. So from the beginning it will be the seventh term. So this is the formula for that. N minus P plus 2. Now you will tell me, but this was easy to find. It was easy to find because I've already written the expansion of a plus b raised to 8. If I tell you to write the expansion, it will take a lot of time. So if I directly want to say what is the position, then this formula is very useful. Let me take one example of this formula. If we could get, or we'll solve ahead. We have one term ahead. Okay. Now, there is second concept. This was the first concept that you want to keep in mind, this formula. Second concept is the middle term concept. If n is even, okay, I've again taken one example. Even 4 is n and n is even, so number 4 is even, right? What is the middle term? So from here you have two terms, from here you have two terms. Okay, so I can easily say that the middle term is the third term. But let me calculate by the formula also. The formula is n by 2 plus 1. N is 4 by 2 plus 1. So 2 ones are 2 twos are. 2 plus 1 is 3. So third term is the middle term. Very easy to find. This is the middle term formula if n is even. How do you find middle term when n is odd? So when n is odd, there are two middle terms actually. So the formula is n plus 1 by 2, n plus 3 by 2. So in this case, your n is 3, 3 is an odd number. So 3 plus 1 by 2, which is 4 plus, so second term. And then again, n is 3. So 3 plus 3, 6. 6 upon 2 is 3. So second and third term. This is first, second, third, and fourth. So second and fourth term are the middle terms. So this is in case of odd. Now again, if you have something like 101, 101 is odd. So you can easily find the middle terms using this formula. Okay. Now let's move ahead. Two interesting observations. One I've already told you. The total number of terms in binomial expansion, n, is n plus 1 more. So as I already told you here, I have 3 as my power, but I have 4 terms. So it is n plus 1. Similarly, I have 4 as power, but I have 5 terms. So n plus 1, 4 plus 1, 5. This is the first observation. What is the second observation? In any term, the sum of indices of a and b is equal to the power. Okay, let's check that also. What is the power? What is the hero? 3. Here you have 3. Here also you have 3. 2 plus 1, 3. Here nothing means 1. So 1 plus 2, 3. And here also you have 3. So every what it is saying, that this is the indice. The raised to power is called as the indice. In any term, the sum of indices of a and b is equal to the power. Similarly, you can see in the next example also, your hero is 4. So you are here, you have 4. Here you have 3 plus 1 4, 2 plus 2 4, 1 plus 3 4, and 4. So every term of a and b when added turns out to be equal to the n value. Okay, now is the main part, which is the type of questions asked. Now let's look at the next question. If you read this, you find one word which says from the end. Okay, and we have learned this concept somewhere here. When they say from the end, what is the formula? N minus p plus 2. So if you know the term from the end and this is the position from the beginning, so this will give you the position. So the formula is n minus r plus 2. Okay, term from the beginning, because for the formula we need from the beginning, we don't need any term from the end, but he has mentioned from the end. But we can easily calculate with this formula that what fourth term from the end will mean dash term from the beginning. So n in this question is 9 minus r is the fourth term for now, plus 2. So you will have 9 minus 4 5, 5 plus 2 7. So seventh term from the beginning. Now I am about to start the question. Now I have to find the seventh term. This is the start of my question. Now remember, I told you one formula, general formula, TR plus 1 formula. Okay, that is what we're going to apply here. So the formula is TR plus 1. So R will naturally become 6, because 6 plus 1 will give you the seventh term, right? So this is T7. So this is T6 plus 1. So R is 6. A is this term. B is this term. Okay, now let's apply the formula. The formula says NCR. Okay, N is 9. So N is 9, right? 9CR, and then you write A, then you write B, and your B is minus, don't forget. Here you have a minus sign. And then the formula says, and R is 6. So here you have 6. And then A raised to N minus R. So N minus R. So 9 minus 6, 3. And B raised to R. So it's 6. Okay. Now I have to expand this. If I say, let's talk about the X terms first. So 3 into 3 will give you 9. So X raised to 9 upon this 2 and this 6 will give you 12. So X sorted, right? Into, let's sort this out. This is 1 upon 2 cube. So what is 2 cube? It is 8. Into minus 2 raised to even power will give you positive only. So 2 raised to 6 is 64. Into this term 9C6. Now how do you calculate 9C6? If someone don't know how to calculate, you can pay attention here. So 9 and 12. This when comes down will become 12 minus 9. Okay. Into 8 ones are 8. 8 eights are 64. So this is 8. Into, how do you expand this? So upward you have 9. Okay. So you expand it in this way. 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 factorial upon 6 factorial into 3 into 2 into 1. Now for people who don't know what is the formula of this expansion, in NCR formula, it is n factorial upon n minus r factorial into r factorial. So n is 9, so 9 factorial upon n minus r, so 9 minus 6 factorial, which is 3, into r factorial, which is 6. So 6 factorial gets cancelled. 3 ones are 3 threes are, 2 ones are 2 fours are. So you have 12 into 7 into 8, and this you have x cube. So you have 12 sevens are as 84, and then you have 672 upon x cube as your answer. So I've solved each and every step in details. So if you know how to solve it, you can just skip and go to the next question. Okay, next concept, divisibility concept. Now pay attention. A lot of students find this concept extremely difficult, but it is not. It's a medium level question. Show that this term is divisible by 2 to 5. Now the moment I see 2 to 5, one thing should automatically strike me, that 2 to 5 is 15 square. Okay, now just keep this assumption in mind. Assumption as in the fact. Keep this fact in mind. Okay, now I have this term 2 4n plus 4 minus 15. I have to prove that this is divisible by 15 square. But is the term 2 divisible by 15 or 15 square? No. 15 is divisible? Yes. 16 is divisible? No. So for such questions, the first step ever is to write every term in the given prove that term form. Now you will know what I'm saying. Every term I'm going to write in terms of 15. This 2 I'm going to convert in 15. This 16 is also this 16 also I will convert in 15. Now let's see how I am able to do it. So first thing I see is 4 is common. So let me just start. I don't know what to do, so I'm just starting with 4 common. Okay. So this is how your approach should be. Then I'm writing 16 as it is. 2 raised to 4 is nothing but 16. Correct? So you have 16n plus 1 minus 15n minus 16. This 16 also could be converted into what? 15. 16 is nothing but 1 plus 15 minus 15n. This is also nothing but 1 plus 15. Okay. Now these two are simple terms. Only this term needs to be expanded. So remember I had told you one formula of 1 plus x raised to n. This expansion formula I had told you. The formula was NC0, and this is your x. So x raised to 0. So let me expand this. In this case, x is 15. So let's quickly expand NC0, but n is n plus 1. So instead of n, I have n plus 1. So n plus 1 C0 into x raised to 0. So I'm not writing anything. Plus NC1 x raised to 1. So 15 raised to 1. So on dot 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 till NCN. So NCN x raised to n. So x is 15 and n is n plus 1. So this is the expansion of this term. Okay. Then you have minus 15n as it is, and minus 1. This minus sign will go inside, and minus 15. Okay. Now let's just solve this. Remember, moments back I told you one thing, that whenever you have 0 here, anything, so 9C0 is 1, 100C0 is 1, n plus 1 C0 is also 1. Plus here you have 1, so only this term will come as it is, into 15 raised to 1 is 15 only. Again, NCN is always what? 1. That is what I've told you. So NC1 is also 1. So what remains is only this term. Then you have again this, I'm writing again, minus 15n minus 1 minus 15. Okay. Now let's solve this ahead. You have 1 plus 15n plus 15, because this I'm multiplying inside the bracket. Then you have so on minus 15n minus 1 minus 15. So what I'm doing now is plus 15 minus 15 cancels, plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled, minus 15 plus 15 gets cancelled. So here, so on, you have one more term. Let me just write it, because now you see everything is cancelled, but it's not actually. So this was the first term. So you have here n plus 1 c2 15 square. Then you have n plus 1 c3 15 cube, and so on. So all these are 15 square multiples. That is what I wanted to prove, and I have proven it. Okay, so what was my first step is to convert each term into 15, because that is what I want to show divisible test for. Okay, let's take another type of question. So these are types of questions. So each type you will have to solve at least 3 to 4 questions to get idea of the type. So I'm just showing each type, so you get an idea. Term independent of x. So this term should not have x. So let's just first solve normally quickly. Same formula that I'm using everywhere, TR plus 1 formula. So I'm using that formula here as well. Your 10 is N. This is your A. This is your B. And you can just refer back for the formula. So TR plus 1 formula says NCR A raised to N minus R B raised to R. So this is the formula that I have applied. Now what I'm doing is I'm just quickly solving this. So you have 10 CR x raised to 3. This square root is nothing but half. So 10 minus 3 by 2 into this square root is also nothing but half. So 3 raised to r by 2 into this part is left. So this will be 1 upon 2x square raised to r. So this r will go to this and to this. Okay, now this was the only crucial step of how I have split it. I have not done something extraordinary. It's just a split, a normal split. So here I see 3, here I have also 3. So let's just separate out x first. So x is 10 minus r by 2 into this is 3 upon 3. So anything upon becomes minus when goes up. So r by 2 minus this power, 10 minus 3 by 2. This is 8th standard mathematics. Indices into 1 upon. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to isolate this x. So let me just remove 2 also from this side. So I have 1 upon 2r. When it will go above, it will become 2 raised to minus r. Okay. Now I have x raised to minus 2r. Now I have to find term independent of x. So that is why I'm trying to club x. Okay, let's club x now. One more step. This is just expansion. It's nothing complicated. So x into 10 minus r and this minus 2r. So x I'm writing only once, and I'm just adding their powers, into 3 r by 2 minus 10 by r by 2. Okay. Now we have to find the term independent of x. If the term is independent of x, then this power will be 0. It should be x raised to 0 is what I want to find. So I'm comparing 0 with this. Whenever you have to find term independent of x, compare it with whatever the power of x you have found out, compare it with 0. So 0 I'm comparing it with. Okay. Now when you solve this out, you get r is equal to 2. It does not end here. I'll have to find tr plus 1. I already have it, right? I have already calculated it. Just that I'm going to substitute the value of r in this question. So 10 c r is nothing but 2 into x term I'm not going to consider because this term I am finding is independent of x. So x I'm not considering. 3 into r is 2. So 10 minus 2 by 2. So you have 10c2 is nothing but 10 into 9 upon 2 into 1 into 3. This is 1. 10 minus 5, 8. 8 upon 2, 4. Then you have 2 ones are 2 fives are. And you have 3. 1 minus 4 is minus. So 45 upon 3 cube. 3 cube is nothing but 27. When you divide both by a common factor, you get 5 by 12. So the crux was, when you want to find independent, compare, solve it, reduce it and compare with 0. Okay. So last question of the day, middle term question we have not taken yet. So let's take that. Find the middle term in the expansion. Now it is 9. 9 is odd. And for odd, what is the formula? N plus 1 by 2, n plus 3 by 2. So n in this question is 9. I want to find middle term. So middle term formula is nothing but, for odd, it is n plus 1 by 2. And what is the next? N plus 3 by 2. So n is 9. And n in this case is also 9. And 9 plus 1, 10 by 2, which is 5. So fifth term. And n plus 3 by 2 is nothing but the 12 by 2, which is the sixth term. So these are the middle terms, but you want to find the value. So let's again apply the formula. You want to find the value of fifth and sixth term. The formula is tr plus 1 is equal to ncr a raised to b raised to a raised to n minus r and b raised to r. So in this case, I want to first find the fifth term. So your r will be 4 because 4 plus 1 will give you 5. So 9c4 a and b. What is your a? P by x. What is your b? X by p. What is your n? 9. 9 minus r, 5, and r is 4. So when you solve this, you get 126px. Okay. Another term that you want to find is the sixth term. So this is the first middle term. The second is sixth term. So r will be 5. So your equation will become something like this using the formula. This same formula we have used everywhere in the entire chapter. So next up you have 126x by p. So these are the two middle terms. If I had odd, the formula would be n by 2 plus 1. Okay. Thank you. I hope you liked the video. Stay tuned for the next videos.